Sorry to break that up. I was going somewhere there. Okay. So, yes, this evening we'll use Thea's stories and her power to attend to our art practice in ways that allows us, I know I've said this before, to expand, dazzle, and breathe in this light and use it to nourish ourselves and find out more about what we hold within ourselves. And this is the start of Journey 1. Have you ever noticed how parts of the sky almost seem to shimmer? Well, the ancient Greeks had an explanation for that, and I'm sure many of you already know. They called it the ether. Or maybe it's pronounced another way, but I pronounce it the ether. It was air of the upper atmosphere, which was so pure that it was breathed by the gods, as opposed to us mortals breathing in the dirty, heavy stuff down below. The ether was originally personified in the, primordial? Have I pronounced that right? I hope so. Primordial deity Ether. However, he was somewhat replaced by a titaness named Thea. So he was overtaken almost by a female. Thea became the female equivalent of Ether, exercising jurisdiction over the shimmering and pure air of the gods. But she was also so much more than that. She personified the shimmering upper atmosphere. Now, we've already done Gaia together, Mother Earth, in Magical Journeys. And Mother Earth and Uranus, the sky, are two of the oldest primordial deities in Greek mythology. And these two timeless beings had 12 children, collectively called the Titans. And Thea was one of these children, and she was the oldest of 6 daughters, according to some accounts. And as a Titaness, Thea personified a sacred aspect of nature, and in this case, the ether. And considering that the ether is trapped between the sky and the world, this makes sense for a daughter of Gaia and Uranus. She eventually married her brother Hyperion. If any of these names are going over your head and you're wondering what's going on, it's just a little story, a little introduction. A titan of heavenly light, which also complements her association with shimmering sky. Thea was largely associated with the ether, but that was far from her only role in mythology, because her name actually means sight, and it's a reference to the unobstructed clearness of the pure skies, as well as her wisdom. Now, Pindar's odes described Thea as the goddess after whom people beheld gold as the most valuable shining object, and she also brought lots of other precious materials with her. And like her sisters Phoebe and Themis, Thea was also an oracular goddess associated with the prophecies. She was the prophetic deity of a shrine in Thessaly. Don't worry, we're not going down there. We're going to keep it simple. So she married her Titan brother Hyperion, the god of light, and together they bore 3 children who you probably have heard of. Helios, who is the sun god, Selene, the moon goddess, and I'm thinking I pronounced this right, Eos, or Eos, maybe, Eos, the dawn goddess. So Helios lived in a golden palace at the far east of the earth, and he pulled the sun from east to west every day in a golden chariot drawn by 4 winged horses. Selene had power over the moon and rode in a chariot drawn by a pair of winged steeds, often depicted wearing a golden cloak. And Eos awoke each morning from the edge of Oceanus, and her golden rays would overcome the morning mist and lingering shadows of the night. And some myths say she rode on a winged horse-drawn golden chariot, while others say she had white wings herself and she could fly herself. So Thea shares a gift with her sisters as being prophetic, like I've just said. And since Thea embodies the shimmering of the sky, she was also associated with other things that glisten, just like I said about the gold and the precious materials. So aside from the vast expanse of the sky and sight, she was the goddess that gave mortals gold, silver, and had dominion over precious materials, diamonds, and gems. She endowed gold, silver, and gems with their brilliance, their shine, and their value. And this is why sometimes she's said to be a shining titaness as well. So for this journey, our first journey together, we'll be listening to some music, and sometimes the music might have journeyed words. I am hoping for next year to do it all myself, to do a lot of the journeying to music myself. But for the moment, I've just gathered from other sources. And I want us, while art making, to hear these sounds held within the light of the sky. So as you listen to this music, you can think, what does the sky hold? And what does it shine back to you? And if we're just thinking of what the sky holds just now, I'm just going to put it into the chat and give you some examples. This doesn't mean at all that you have to draw or paint or make these things into your artwork. They're just giving you a sort of guide. Sorry, there's no spaces. That's not very helpful, but okay, I hope that helps a little. And it'll be 20 minutes of sound. Now, sometimes some of us can be very sensitive to sound, and we don't like it, and we'll turn it off. So that's absolutely fine as well. You know it's 20 minutes, so it's 7:20ish now, and at 7:40, that will be sort of time for when the sort of music dies down. Oh no, I didn't even write the number. Sorry about that. 7:40. And then 7:40 to 45 is when we basically make in quiet. And it's kind of like a grounding sensation where we get ourselves back in the room. But if you need the loo or want a tea, you're very welcome to pop off and get one before the gathering. So gathering will start back at 7:45. Right, so here we go. Are there any questions though, just in case? Because I know there are some new people here, or is all okay? All okay, okay. Right, so. Oops, I didn't want that. Okay, so um, this is always the nervous wrecking question, but I'm lucky that I've got some regulars in here who often will go me, so it's okay. Um, so there are quite a few of us tonight, and to be able to have enough space and time, we might be a little bit faster than normal with going around. But would anyone like to go first?
I don't mind.
Okay, awesome. Hello, Maddie.
Hi.
I'm going to spotlight you so everyone can see.
Sorry, I'm so fuzzy.
Oh, that's okay. My camera does it as well. The light in here is quite dim.
I don't really know why that happens, but anyway. Shall I just show what I've done?
Yeah, show it. And just for those who've maybe not come before, we look at it and we say what we see.
Can you see okay?
Yes.
A tiger.
What's that? Thigh gap?
I can
Sorry?
see a tiger.
A tiger?
Oh, I think it's a thigh gap. Tiger, brilliant.
And if you move it away a little bit more? Well, I see a face and like an opening, like the mouth is like almost like, like when you're looking through a cave or a tree. There's like gold light behind it. But it also looks like a mask. Like it can be worn. Like a tribal mask with kind of hair and fur on it.
Definitely.
But it's
a
also quite
stylized cat
humorous.
I can see as well.
Sorry?
A stylized cat with very big ears, big pointy ears.
Yeah.
Can anyone else see almost as if it's raised arms in the air, like a screw?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yes.
Yeah, the arms are up. Yeah.
Wow.
But there's this very much this third eye, but it's almost turned on the other side. Like third eyes are normally across. Yours is very, what's the word? Horizontal.
Bindi.
Vertical, it's vertical.
Vertical, there you go.
There you go.
One of them.
Well, we're all neurodivergents in here.
Yeah, we are.
It also looks a little bit Grinchy. I hope you don't mind me
I
saying.
think
No, I know. I just thought that.
Yeah. It's a cross between the Grinch and the Cat in the Hat.
Interesting.
Without the stripes. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's coming on to Christmas.
And that looks like a flame at the bottom. I know you said it looks like they open into a tree, but it does kind of, it's flame looking, isn't it?
Yeah, there's definitely a fire in there.
Fire.
Yeah, everything is pushed upwards.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Oh, thank you, Maddie.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Really good.
Who would like to go next? I always put the spotlight back on me so the person's not like waiting there for someone. So who would like to go next to just share their image?
I don't mind.
Who says that? Say your name when you say I don't mind.
Francis.
Francis. Okay, thank you.
Okay. I did a couple of different ones because they were all really wet.
Ooh.
You see that one?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, let's. Can we focus on this one for now? Is that okay?
Yeah.
What do people see?
A mutating moon.
Dark sun.
A dark sun.
Mm.
I definitely see a mask as well, again. But instead of hair, I see like a forest on one side, like forest on, like, I don't see it as hair. Does anyone else see that it could be Johnny Depp as well? That just me. I feel like Phantom of the Opera-ish, quite dramatic as well. I don't mean to bring in films and books, by the way. I just...
It's kind of like the light and the dark a little bit. If you didn't have that big black bit under the right eye, it would be more like light and then going into darker.
But interesting that the darker eye we can see more than the lighter
Absolutely.
eye.
Yeah.
Almost like the light is more hiding the eye than the darker part, which is highlighting.
Yeah, it makes me think like something's being revealed, like a personality that you didn't see before. Something that's hidden is being revealed, and you have to be in a certain mood or whatever to see it.
And also, one part is definitely a face of human, and the other is the moon. Do you see like the curves of part of the face on the one side, and then it's very much like a sphere on the other?
I'm seeing Michael Sheen on the right.
I see him too.
Yeah, you didn't want to say that, did you? I had to say it. I love it. I love it, Francis. It's just gorgeous. Drawn straight away to the dark sun. It's lovely. Really
Thank
good.
you.
And the fact you went all kind of blue and grey is good.
Oh, thank you very much for sharing that. I really, yeah, it's really striking. It's very, but striking and dapper at the same time. Right. Anyone else would like to share their image?
I'm not too pleased with mine, but I'll show it. I'm not just saying that.
Remember, we only look at what we see. We never ever say good or bad.
Well, I'll tell you what I really enjoyed about it after you've seen it then.
Ooh. What do you see? As in asking other people, not Wendy.
A journey to a far off land of fantastical things.
Yeah, it feels like wings to me. Like
It's a bit like what's his face that did
The Scream. The
the
Scream.
kiss and
Oh, the kiss.
the
Klimt.
the woman in gold and that
Klimt.
sort of
Gustav
stuff.
Klimt.
Yes, it's got that look about it.
I see graves either side. They also look like tongues. And then I don't know if I'm going to say it out loud, but I do see the vagina at the end. Sorry, what, Wendy?
Yeah, those shapes look like feathers overlapping each other a little bit to me. Like when you look at wings and some of the feathers are overlapping.
You can see a lady dancing in a colourful dress. I didn't realise I was muted. I've been talking. Really beautiful dancing figure.
Where, Anna?
Ooh,
Well,
can we
Yeah.
mute people who are talking in the background? Sorry.
Yeah.
Just mute yourself when you're, just so that we can, yeah.
I can see the head right at the top, like the little round bit in the corner. And then as it comes down, like what looks like the wings, I think it could be just a beautiful dress.
Ah, so you see like the path almost as a girl or as a figure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that too.
It gives me the feeling of like Alice in Wonderland or The Wizard of Oz or some sort of like a journey with tasks and
being within the sun.
into somewhere a different land on the other side of something.
I see a dog in the corner and a table and almost like a figure or a girl on the table.
I've been on mute. Also a little bit like Chagall.
Mm.
Chagall has those figures up in the air.
I thought that looked like a man's torso, bottom right. I see the dog, and then it's looking at there's a man's torso. It could be a table, but then
it's meant to be the incestuous.
Oh, Wendy, we can't hear you for some
can't
reason.
hear you.
We can't hear you at all.
Oh,
Are you covering?
hello? No?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yeah.
It is actually supposed to be the incestuous brother. And what I really enjoyed about this tonight was smearing. There's a tree where I go to walk, and there's loads of resin on it. So I've been picking it off, but it was all wet because of the rain. So I put it in a paper. Anyway, I've smeared it on. It's like molasses or something, but that's
Wow.
from a tree, like the dirt, you know.
Yeah,
About
texture.
him marrying her brother and stuff like all that silly stuff in the myths and that. And
Great. Well, thank you for the share,
thanks
Wendy.
very much. You saw more and more in it. Thank you.
Anyone else would like to go next?
I'm happy to go next. Mine's quite abstract, though.
That's all good.
I can't lift it up at the moment.
You'll be
But I
very,
can turn
you can turn the camera on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, which way do I need to go?
Are we on it? Is that the green
Yeah, I
one?
think so. I'm not sure.
Okay,
see it?
brilliant. Yeah. If you could just hold it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
It's like looking at something under the microscope, like a kiwi or something very green. There's kind of unexpected, interesting blossoms of different colours.
Jessie.
It's like looking at the sky as if it's a pond, but it's the sky. And maybe even like when you look into Northern Lights or something like that.
Can't see the whole of the thing. Can we? That's better.
Better?
I can see it now.
Yeah, hold on.
I'm only picking on Anna because she's used to me saying, oh no, we've missed it now.
Sorry, no, I just picked something up off the carpet.
Can anyone see the eye on the the oh god, I can't even do left or right tonight. Left side. Does anyone see that eye?
Two white eyes.
Yeah, I see an eye poking out.
Oh yeah.
How did you do this, Fast Minds? That's what you call. How did you do it? Is it?
It was an acrylic pour.
It looks to me like the bottom of a river, you know, when it's all silty.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to get my hands in it, like as if it's mud, and just switch it around, you know.
I like the idea of the Northern Lights. They're quite often green like that.
Yeah, there's a couple of planets in there, aren't there? A couple of stars.
Thank you very much.
Right, thank you.
Right. Is there are two left? Would you like? Sorry, I should call you.
I'll
I
go.
don't know how triggering that is. So, Anna, do you want to go or Judith?
Okay.
Oh.
You going? Well, I don't do anything like this normally because I'm kind of learning techniques. Mine is nowhere near finished. Can you see it?
Wow, it's gorgeous.
So it's.
I can see Eleanor in that.
I'm just building up colour. So I've got lots of layers to do yet. But it was because I thought of the light.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before you talk about your painting, let other people just.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Just because. Yeah.
I see the desert. with the sunset.
volcano erupting.
What erupting, Wendy?
A volcano.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I see two hands almost rolling a white ball or something on the ground.
Oh, yes.
Does anyone else see it?
I can see hands.
Yes, I can see.
Like
yeah,
growing
like a
flower
crystal
or growing
ball.
a bulb. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's striking, isn't it?
And like a bird or a winged thing taking flight.
Yeah.
Kind of above where you saw volcano, Wendy.
Yeah, like I see like a giant fish like exploding out of the fire.
Or like a big phoenix that's like rising up from a fiery volcano.
Yeah.
Yeah, untouched from the heat.
Marvelous.
But also similar shape, that red. If you turned the painting round, this is when I need someone's help for the other side. Yeah, or the other side.
You've got faces in there. You've got one in that red bit in the middle of the black. There's a face.
A seascape now,
vertically.
isn't it?
Turn
I
it
see a
vertically
dinosaur.
again. There's a face there. And then there's another face.
Yeah, I see the eyes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's another face. If you turn it the other way again, horizontally,
Wow, yeah.
along to the right of there's another face. Do you see the dark eye?
Yeah.
And the nose and the mouth.
Yeah.
And I think it looks like something like maybe a wolf or something, just to the right of that again.
Yeah.
Is it a wolf or a dog?
Very spiritual.
A deer.
Maybe.
Wonderful.
Right. Thank you.
And Anna, really quickly, yeah.
Right, I'm going to put the black one.
Ooh.
Look.
We're going on a journey with you. There we are.
Oh.
Oh, that's nice.
Here's my shaky hand. Hang on, I'll get down so it's not so shaky.
It's like the Big Bang.
Yeah.
Creation of the universe.
Yeah, like a neutrino star exploding.
The horrified face in there in the middle, the yellow.
Yeah. Above that, there's a person though.
Yeah, I can see a person too.
Oh, I see a little
With one, it looks like they've got one arm forward.
Yeah, it looks
like draped clothes on.
Yes, with it,
And it's darkish features and dark hair.
I can see a bird again.
Where,
at
darling?
At the top, so I can see its beak.
I can see its beak as well.
I can see its beak there.
That, yeah.
Yeah.
And when Francis mentioned phoenix, in the other one, I kind of thought of bird there as well.
Is the bird black with a red beak?
Yes.
Ah, right. Got it.
Oh, I saw it completely differently. I saw a yellow. now I'm looking at it. It could be a wolf as well. Interesting. It's got that sort of graininess that the kind of like volcano would have as well, though, that sort of kind of grain to it.
The interesting thing is I don't use anything glittery. And just before this session, I picked up some glitter that I'd bought from a commission and thought, I used that today. And then when you were saying about glistening and glittering, I thought, okay, I was meant to pick that up then. So it's sprinkled in there a bit.
On that left bottom, there's another face in there. Not right at the bottom, but
I totally see these Grecian men with their muscles sort of like looking up to the skies.
I can see it.
Oh,
huge
There's another sort of bird there in the white.
Oh, I can see that. Yes.
Yeah, with the
Wings
beak
up.
open. The beak's open.
Yeah.
And there's
Ooh.
there's something above it. I don't know if it's a man or it's a
A world full of symbolisms and
yeah.
creatures.
Oh, lots of creatures. It looks
But
like a goat
also
there.
an ocean and an island.
Ah,
Thank you. Thanks, Anna.
brilliant,
you.
brilliant.
Very mythical.
Yeah, I love looking at it.
I was about to say, because we're doing myths, but yes, we all know that.
Well,
My humor is not going down very well today, don't worry. Yeah, so now we're going on to our next journey. I do apologize if this feels rushed. It's like time is going at the speed of light tonight. But journey 2 is, normally it doesn't feel so rushed, but for some reason it does. What is held in your light and how do you shine? And don't worry, it's not an exam and you might not have the answer yet. But this evening, that's what you'll be will be coming out of your work this evening or attending to your practice. So Thea was closely tied. Oh, I'm just going to put you all on mute again. Apologies about this. I know this feels like school, but it's just so that when I share the music, it's just my computer that's shared. And yes, I'll remember to turn you all off during the share so some of you aren't speaking to mute. Right. So Thea was closely tied to sight because the ancient Greeks believed her eyes emitted beams of light, a bit like those kind of robotic aliens from like the 60s, that helped them to see with their own mortal eyes. So this makes sense as Thea was goddess of sight and she mothered the god of the sun, Helios. And because of her connection to light, she's often depicted as a beautiful woman with long hair and light surrounding her or light held within her hands, like in the picture for this evening. So a goddess, she was a goddess that had a divine third eye on her forehead. And this divine eye gives her all-seeing powers. And it's also worth noting that the Greeks believed sight only existed because of beams of light that project from our eyes. So Thea was always associated with this kind of beam of light. She's the beautiful, kind, all-seeing goddess, although her powers are also to be feared. She's an ancient titaness of sorcery. Thea can grant the ability to see ghosts and spirits, as well as other forms of clairvoyance. And this is where I'm going to actually move into the neurodivergent body and the neurodivergent being. If it doesn't feel right to you or you get triggered a little bit, I hope you don't. It's all attuned to light. But what's it like to live in a body and a brain that functions differently than the majority of your peers? So we're not talking about subtle differences, as that always exists between any two minds, but rather those individuals who possess an entire mental processing system that is metaphorically blind to much of what most people take for granted. And if you consider just for a moment, this is not truth, by the way, this is just relating it to the Greek mythology, that we hold so much light in our beings, in our bodies, as neurodivergent magical women. So they possess, these beings, these magical beings, these neurodivergent beings, an entire mental processing system that has different kinds of perception that completely escape the majority. So while these individuals may not speak maybe sometimes a verbal language, or if they can verbalize, they may miss 1,000 social cues to stop asking about their particular obsession, or they might be able to handle tamed herd animals with elegant efficiency and without violence, or they might be able to inspire global mass protest because of this light, this shining light that is held within them, but is often not recognized to the blind outside world of mortal society. So as we know, humanity is neurodiverse, and often people get confused between neurodiverse and neurodivergent. We are neurodivergent. Neurodiverse is the whole of humanity. We all have different minds and different ways of interpreting the inflow of information that we gather through our senses. So no matter how different we are, most of us can feel awkward or insecure or unsure of where we fit in and who we will become. And some of us have experienced nasty bullying, being teased about how weird we are, or maybe we've been threatened at points in our lives. And some of us will unconsciously turn our awkwardness or insecurity outward. So we become eccentric, or sometimes the clown. And most of us will learn to talk or communicate our needs more or less effectively, and will join the rest of the crowd. The internet just said that I disconnected. Did I freeze? No? I'll keep going. But with every step that you become a regular member of community, society, world, you might also be quenching or stamping on or squashing or even maybe letting go of some of your light. So the journey for a neurodivergent being is finding out all that you possess within you, your guiding and shining light. And it means you also must pass through an added layer of complication. Darn it. So being labeled as maybe stupid or slow because maybe you haven't learned to read as fast as other people, or being labeled as difficult because you really can't bear to sit still, you have to move, you have to create, you have to make, or being labeled as eccentric because you can't make eye contact, or that thing that everyone else does to sit down. And over the past few decades, the world has caught on that the child who can't learn to read might have a brain that interprets figures and letters differently than most others, that she or he may be dyslexic, and that they might need extra support to learn numbers, letters, and reading, to become a brilliant mathematician, an incredible colorist artist, or a fantastic writer. And the world has caught on that the child who can't sit still might have a brain that is so easily stimulated and craves newness to such an extreme that a typical classroom might not contain for her curiosity. But with some adjustments and support, this child can come up with something no one thought possible. And the world has caught on. Yet, the reason for why Magical Women exists is sometimes we are still adults, not children, but adults going through life as children, unsure of our light, but experiencing the glimpses, the glimmers that might appear in Thea's sky. And that glimmer that we feel might sometimes settle and glow down on us. And not knowing that the light is emerging all this time from within us. For we cultivate this shining light. And this evening, through our art materials, through attending to practice, I'd like us to really feel light within us, feel that light, and feel how it shines out of us. And maybe you beam it out of your eyes, like the Greek gods or the mortals believed. Or perhaps maybe it's recognizing yourself in the reflection of the sky, or feeling all the colors pour down on you through a rainbow, and knowing that that light is within you. So light is love, and it's what's emerging. It's going with the flow, and it's being wrapped up in this unbridled, unmasking sensation of being you, a total acceptance of you. When you see that the light filtering through the clouds is also in you, you'll know that you can never lose what's inside. You can't lose who you are. And in making art and attending to practice, you are allowing and letting your light to shine. So this evening, I invite you to reveal this light buried in your soul, the same light that gives light to everything around you, that's reflected back to you. And when you see yourself in everything, in the light rising through the curtains, one of us here this evening takes the most fabulous photographs of sunsets in their bedroom and in their living room, and the stars studied in the sky. The world is brighter, it's beaming, and it's part of your light. I'm trying not to get cheesy. Things are less dark, and you remember how strong you are, because you are life, because you are life, you are light, you're here, and you've got stardust in you. This journey music has got some words in it. Again, if it annoys you in any way, you're very welcome to turn it off, and you can turn the volume back on when you want to. And it'll be 20 minutes again, and then we'll be coming back to do a gathering, to a share. This is a bit awkward. I'm going to choose the song and put it to the place that I want it to be. So 1 second.
Resistance. You invite yourself to reconnect to your community and to be wrapped up in our unbridled, unconditional acceptance of you. Love is what's emerging in this time of inexplicable reckoning. Love is seeing deeply to the pain inside and finding our hearts hurtling toward the next freedom, the next unified cry for peace. Love is this healing, and it's precisely what you were born to bring. Take one deep breath. May these words interpret our silent pleas to recall our presence in this larger, vast family. Our fallible, earnest, beautiful species. This is when we uncover our strength and our unity. Take one deep breath with me. We wear a veil, collectively, a specter of forgetting that will never lift until we commit ourselves to accepting that our differences are what make us holy. How are we to know what's random and what's purposeful? How can we remind ourselves that what is tragic is also magical? Our work is to consistently offer up our questions and continue learning. What we see clearly is that nature presents us every day with proof of her yearning for more quiet and deepening respect. And this moment in time might be her most poignant, painful, magnificent teaching yet. Let's take one deep breath. Compassion must be our all-encompassing commitment. We are being called to acquaint ourselves with the wisdom of empathy and rise up together in a field of plentiful remembrance that compassion is what we are. And as we practice this state of wholehearted grace, sensing waves of exhilaration with each new change, we savor the adventure, just as we would some ephemeral embrace. We slow down, we soften, we listen again. We take one deep breath. Never forget, you are here to take your soul family into your heart. Let their kindness burst within you like so many stars, and choose what you believe. Because what you believe becomes who you are. Let's welcome more sweetness into our hearts. Let's invite opportunities for uninterrupted thought. Let's go back to the beginning and stop fighting battles that never needed to be fought. Let's sit still. Let's tell stories, make art, and let go. Let's remind one another to love and to know that we are humbled yet worthy, stumbling and full of light. Let's amplify our connections to nature, to each other, to our own insights, so that when this road twists and some perception of failure seems to suddenly arise, we remember we are here together to shine one light. Take one deep breath.
we go? Where do we go when we're searching? When we want to be human? Where do we go when we want to feel like we exist? Do we make ourselves arms and perhaps sew on our bodies? Where do we go to exist? Feel an enduring bliss. To feel an enduring bliss. Will you come with me? Come with me. We don't need to even speak. Will you trust me? Will you hold on as I speak? Maybe you'll disappear in my language. I know what I'm trying to say, so I won't have to keep repeating. The next day, oh, won't you believe me, what I'm telling you? And then we can dance across the meadow. Maybe we can even create. Won't you hear each word I say? And maybe you'll believe what it's like, so we can just play and feel out in the dark, where it's cold and light and I'm shining light now, glowing brighter, because the dark isn't dark. It just is holding on to all of this. Where I know this. I know this because I come from the stars.
Every hardship is here to teach us how to dance with this life. So if some sensation of failure rises up inside, remember what it means to shine your light. Take one deep breath. How many times have you found yourself listening to some thought convincing you that nothing would ever get better? How many countless moments of mine bound by such insidious fetters, substances, thoughts, fears, insecurities. How many times have I railed at the world, at my child, my family? Moments when hurting myself seemed to offer me some sort of sanity. Inhale one deep breath with me. And exhale, let your body just settle and rest. Let the breathing be easeful and smooth. Let this peace emerge from within you, and let this quiet be your food for a few more seconds. This is how you cultivate a state of meditation. This is when you bring coherence to your entire system. And as you accrue time in this state of meditation, this state eventually becomes your steadfast quality of being, even when things seem intolerably challenging.
Apologise, everyone. My messages have been going to fast minds and not to everyone, and I don't know why. Zoom just decided. So you've not been receiving my countdown. I do apologise. So just one more minute, everyone, and I do really apologise about that. Okay, I'm going to bring you all back now. So apologies, that went horribly wrong, but you were all supposed to get a countdown, and because we're a little tight on sharing gathering time. Yes. So could we all come back into the circle, or the Zoom circle that is not a circle? I was in two minds whether to share those sort of affirmation meditations, because I think a lot of them are incredibly, I think sometimes damaging and harmful sometimes, because they kind of like are a bit blamey, like, you know, forget the bad stuff. And you're like, well, it wasn't always my choice. But I kind of listened very carefully to what she was saying, and I thought, nah, it's okay. It's okay. But anyway, I'm always open for feedback if you thought yay or nay. I couldn't get the ones great. Yeah. So it was the same one. It was just cut up into different parts. So the last one was the same as the one you heard before. It was just cut up. Cool. So is everyone ready? Yep. Okay. Who would like to go first? Not staring at anyone, just whoever would like to go.
I don't mind. I'm fast mind. Sorry about the confusion. I should have changed my name, darling.
Just say your name out loud so everyone knows, because we're all calling
my
you.
My name's Sheena.
Sheena. Okay. Nice to meet you, Sheena. Okay. So.
I've met you before, though, I think.
No, I've met you, but just a reminder, and also good to have.
Yeah.
I knew it was she, but I couldn't remember if it was you.
The rest of it. Okay, so I'm going to hold my phone up again. Let me just pull it towards me a bit. Okay. Can you see it?
Yeah.
So everyone, we're a little bit short on time this evening. So if we could, I know that we do take a time to look, but just so that we can fit everyone in this evening.
Can't see all of it. Oh yeah, I can see it better now.
Got it?
That's much better.
Like fireworks.
So someone said fireworks.
It's like an aerial map, you know, one of those, like when you zoom right out into space and you can look down on the earth.
Father Christmas. On acid. On acid.
That's about right, probably, for my brain.
Brilliant.
I'm actually more drawn to the figure on your cardboard next to the
Oh
painting.
yeah,
Yeah.
I can see
Oh,
the
yeah.
figure.
Okay,
Kind of looks a
there.
bit Elvisy,
Yeah.
Yeah, like a skeleton.
playing his guitar.
Ah, yeah.
I can see a soldier holding a gun,
Ah,
but like a sort of military type.
yeah. So I've been using a balloon, dipping in some of the paint that ran off.
Can we go
And
back to
then-
the painting? Is
Yeah.
that okay? Yeah.
Yeah.
I do apologise for interrupting you.
It's all right.
I also see an octopus, a yellow octopus to the side. And the lava and kind of volcanicness that was in Judith's before as well. Almost like this one's exploded. And it's very freeing as well. We're gonna, because we are pushed for time.
Move on. Move on.
So I should have been a bit stricter with the time.
Cool.
Sorry, who else would like to share their art?
I will, Wendy. Quickly, this is the first one I did, which I overdid, I think, with the black. But I ended up doing one after that I think is I'm more pleased with.
Wow.
So we'll talk about this one then.
There's a face in that one.
Yeah, I can see a face.
Lots of faces tonight.
It's actually very warlike as well. Like when Anna, was it you who said a soldier?
Yeah.
Kind of feels like, you know, have you ever been to American graveyards, you know, on the war in France or in Germany?
Yeah, they look like crosses, don't they?
Yeah, like,
Grave
they're
crosses.
like very little ones.
Yeah.
And this is almost like a face behind a helmet or something.
Yeah, I was going to say a helmet.
Wow.
Oh.
Kind of looks like the kind of patriot. Is it called patriot? Sorry, I get words wrong. Flag, like a patriot flag or something.
Yeah.
I see an alien looking out into space and loads of starships coming at him.
Can you see the face
Yeah.
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 with the closed eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maddie, when you said that, that was really interesting, almost like the reflection back. I also see someone said desert about someone else's work, and I almost see desert as well in that kind of dawn sky. Maybe the layers and layers could have been like layers and layers of life, layers and layers, the rings of a tree, the kind of like ancestral. Very interesting, Wendy. Thank you for the share. Yeah, and very similar colours, lots of reds, like Sheena. Right. Who would like to go next?
I'll go next. I'll go next. I am off mute. I cried all the way through that.
Oh.
I think what really hit me was you were saying something about where is our light, or how do we shine our light, and I thought, well, I haven't got any light. That's how it feels. I just did lots of colour.
Ow.
Mm.
Such vibrant, similar colours as Sheena's, and
Mm.
even also, you know, like although Wendy's was made with a lighter materials, very similar colours.
Yeah. Yeah, the yellows and the red and the orange.
Orange, yeah.
Mm.
Fire.
Yeah.
The yellow is actually gold and there's silver in there, but you can't see it very well in this light.
Mm.
I see like a Japanese theatrical mask thing. Somebody's sticking their tongue out.
Mm.
Oh,
It's
wow.
like a Chinese dragon.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mm.
definitely.
Or it's the profile of a very evil clown.
Evil clown.
Oh.
Do you see the dragon and kind of like a carnival-esqueness?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, tiger as well. Does anyone else see the ears and the orange of a tiger?
Oh, there's a face, and the above left, the blackish area, you can see the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the
Yeah, I
cheek,
can see that.
chin,
Yeah.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
there's
quite nasty.
look, there's a little
Oh,
face
yeah.
above it in the white. In the white, there's a face above it. So that's quite a
Yeah.
big
Oh, I
face,
can
and
see
then there's
that,
a
yeah.
little one.
Yeah.
There's a little
It's like a
one.
Gandalf figure.
Creatures again, Anna.
Round, please, Anna.
Crowd pleaser, is that what you said, Wendy?
No, I like that though. No, can you turn it, please? Rotate it, please.
Like that.
Anyway, just to...
Oh my goodness, the face and the orange now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really good. Brilliant.
Lovely.
Almost
I love
also
that.
like looking down on a cityscape that is in a storm or something, you know, experiencing high wind.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like a kimono, like a woman dancing in a kimono, and the sleeves are all up.
Mm.
Wow.
Wow, yeah, yeah.
It
Another
looks like it
Go on.
does look like an island of sorts, and that bottom left with the blackish bit is like cliffs, like rock,
Yes.
and then you've got the sea coming up at the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's very turgid and
Yeah.
vortexy and yeah.
Anna, we don't have time to do the side by side, but in your own time, your first one was very much an island, looked a bit like an island with the sea when you're looking at it ahead of you. And the one you just shared, it was like above, looking down, bird's eye.
I can do it on the group later.
Yeah. Would anyone else like? Thank you so much, Anna. Sorry.
Yeah, and Francis.
Oh.
Yes, Francis. Okay.
Right.
Ooh.
Mm.
Oh my goodness. Exactly the same as who did Maddie, your one with the kind of arms up in the air.
Mhm.
I see a superhero in the apocalypse.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's a few beings there.
Female superhero.
Mm.
I love the kind of hole in their core, kind of between their heart and then down to their belly button, you know, that sort of place. Again, it's almost like the figure is a tree. Yeah, and there's like a hole in the center. But I'm really fascinated at the position of the figure, like it's a kind of star shape, you know, like
Yeah.
mid sort of exercise or something.
Yeah.
Or also very bearing, very here I am, come, you know, come here.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's like being held up.
Ooh, Wendy, can you come closer to the computer?
Sorry. Being held up or holding up something.
Ooh, the universe. I'm also really struck by whether it be rain or whatever, or electricity, the kind of lines going down. Actually, it's very similar to Wendy's crosses almost, even though they're not crosses. There's those lines coming down.
Yeah.
And actually, similar colours to Wendy's, the red and the yellow,
Mm.
the lines. Very interesting. Thank you.
Very alive.
Thanks.
I don't want to shoot. Sorry, let me do it back on me. Or Judith, are you ready?
I haven't finished, but that's fine.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wow. Oh, there's some faces in there. Oh, wow. Lots of faces.
I love it. It's just
Yeah.
very Chinese again. You know, like the representation of the clouds is like those spirals.
Yeah.
Very, yeah.
And almost like whirlpools as well.
And right in the middle, there's an eye.
It is. I see the eye as well. I see
Yeah, I
two
can see it.
eyes, like just one eye's looking through. You know, like when people are looking through the hole of something, like a pipe or a bit bigger than what's it
A
called?
hole in the fence.
A keyhole. Yeah, a hole. Yeah, that's it. And they're looking through that. Yeah, actually, I see them all, and I see actually a person, just their eyes and their nose creeping
Yeah.
out of the ground at the top.
Some of them look like they've got bandages around their heads. Maybe they're helmets.
Very
I
similar
don't
to
know.
Wendy's. They're all wearing helmets. There's one at the top
Yeah.
that looks very much like a helmet.
Or scarves or
Yeah, I was thinking about piles of gold all set on fire. The dragon in the middle of it.
Too nightmarish, but I do see a person screaming, and now that someone has said faces, it feels like it's a bit too nightmarish. Probably I shouldn't say it, but like lots of people, like yeah. But there's a face
Yeah.
to the what's it called?
It's like they're piled on top of each other. Sorry.
I see bales of hay. I don't see any
Oh,
body.
bales of hay. Bales of hay. That's nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
And like we
Beautiful.
always say, if things come out that don't speak to you, you can just go, thank you, and let them go. It's fine. But no, it was really interesting. It kind of, I think all the eyes anyway, kind of very much like seeing, you know, like maybe be all seeing all around. And this is where we end. I normally give like a tiny little ritual.
Do you want to see my thing?
Oh, Maddie, I'm so sorry.
oh,
I
Maddie.
do this. I leave one person out. I do apologise.
Just do it quickly. You don't need to.
No,
take
no,
long.
no, no. You're very important.
You probably can't see it very well because it's
Oh,
so blurry.
Wow.
oh.
I can't, that's as
Oh,
good as
wow.
Oh, wow.
I like the
Yeah.
edge. I like the
That's
edge where you've got
exploding.
the
Something's
little paintbrush
exploding there.
marks.
Oh, look at those lines that appeared
It's a one.
in
Yeah.
Francis's as well.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a beautiful
Yeah.
face with a huge mask
Amazing.
on.
And the same red. The red
Headdress.
Yeah. I like the spotting as well, the kind of spots of colour.
Yeah.
Oh.
Kind of
It
like a
looks like
party popper.
Yeah.
a carrot or a vegetable popping out of the ground.
Mm.
Kind of like, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Mm.
That's.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's it. I also, like others have echoed, quite kind of like that when the party popper and the kind of carnival, the kind of like ready to bang, ready to burst.
Yeah.
And I think in the collective, the colours were actually very red, more so than maybe white or yellow. You know, kind of very burning and really like mixture of deep core root emotion. Deep seated emotion, which which actually brings me to the kind of part of the ritual, which is like it's power, you know. Light isn't just something, it's very powerful. And it's what's really rooted us, and sometimes really, when I say kept us here, I mean like, you know, battled, you know. And it's been interesting that there have been themes of war come up as well, because that is the life, often, not always, but many times, of being neurodivergent. You feel like you're battling all the time. So
That's true.
yeah, and I think that sometimes the expression of I don't mean to choose you, Wendy, but I am. It's just because Wendy's but we had this workshop on openings, and there was this Wendy had made about this gushing of like menstrual blood, but something that often a lot of people go, ugh, ugh, you know, like, but it was actually incredibly freeing to just talk about our periods, and to talk about the gushingness of it. And it was kind of incited by her work. And that's where it led to this exhibition title, My Opening, which, you know, can be lots of different things. But that's, I think, the power of these workshops, that we can sometimes talk about subjects that we probably might not talk about in the everyday, through the artwork. So just want to kind of end now with a little ritual. And so I'm just going to end with a little paragraph, and then I'll give you the ritual to do. You don't have to do this straight away. Some people take weeks to do it, but it just, we're going to end in 5 minutes. So oh, sorry, can I put you all on mute again? Is that okay? Or okay. Oops. So when things are hard and feel hard, especially perhaps right now, some of us are going into tier 4 lockdown mode. Some people have been in it all the time. You know, these times when we're quite limited to who we can and we can't see, who we can spend time with, who we can't, what, you know, we might feel not free and quite maybe also chained up or prisoner-like. I'd like you to take heart, because what's inside you and what's burnt bright on your papers and images and contained this evening in the group, is what's inside you is the most powerful force in the universe. And you might call that light, and you might call it potential, and you might call it power, but it's your stardust. And what I'd like you to do is go outside and find somewhere or something outside in nature. If you can't go outside for whatever reason, find something within the home. I'm a collector, collect everything. So I've got some marbles here. So you could, you know, maybe take a marble, or a kind of crystal here, like a crystal, or a pebble or something. Or maybe you'd like something like a stick or a branch, or, you know, anything really. And if you don't even want something solid, you might just choose a star in the sky, or you might choose something. And that's your light, that's your power. And every time you look at it, it's to remember. And how I tend to sometimes work is, if I feel that I don't have a lot of power, or don't have a lot of light, or a lot of strength, I will embody myself, or embody that into something else. And I will hold it, or rub it, or put it down on the paper, which you can't really see because I've got a sky thing, but put it down on the paper and have it there as a reminder every time I make art, or even use it in my art, use it to guide with me, because this will always be reflecting back to me my power and my light. So good night, everyone, and remember that we are completely and utterly filled with very powerful stardust.
Thank you, Eleanor.
Right.
Thanks,
Thank
Eleanor.
you.
That was wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank
So much
you.
for all the art that you made, and I will send you an email tomorrow with a little bit of the questions and the ritual written down as well, in case, like me, you switch off, go off the meeting and go, what was that? So I'll send that to you tomorrow. Okay.
Thank you.
And
Thank
just a
you.
reminder, we have a solstice celebration on Monday, in case some of you can come. It'll be really lovely to see you all there.
Oh,
Okay, good night.
cool.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Good night.
Bye.
Thanks a lot.
Let's go
See you
out.
Monday, Eleanor. Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
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 Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Bye,
Bye.
Anna. You take care, Anna.